Hi, this is Chaz Palminteri, and if you're thinking about getting your eyes done, the only person to see is Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada. I flew all the way from New York to be here, and Dr. Rothman did my eyes. And all I could say is, it's a miracle. I could see. You see Dr. Rothman of LASIK of Nevada.
See Dr. Rothman. Your eyes will be happy.
Living in Las Vegas starts now. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome from Las Vegas, Nevada, that groovy little podcast that gives you a true first-person look into what it's like to call Sin City your home. The Living in Las Vegas podcast. Here we go. And now your host, yes, a man who clearly needs some kind of introduction, otherwise you wouldn't know who he was.
Speaking brother Scott,
Mr. Scott Whitney. You would never know that I was in marching band.
You would never know.
What instrument did I play in marching band? Snare for a couple years.
I don't know.
And then I played tritom.
And then the triangle.
And then I played the triangle. That's right. Ding 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 ding. People are like, what does that have to do with Las Vegas? Answer: nothing. Welcome everybody to the Living in Las Vegas podcast. I am in fact your humble host Scott Whitney. Konnichiwa. Wasn't very nice. There was no need for somebody to speak that way. I guess the producer Bill's not being as nice as he normally is. Anyways, I am, in fact, glad to be here. Anyway, it's been a rough day for Scotty, but I've let it go. You know why? Because I'm drinking Sobe Life Water. Not happy about that.
Am I influencing you from last week?
No.
I think I am a little bit.
Not really.
I must be.
Not really.
You always have an alcoholic drink during the show.
I know. I'm a little sad. I just felt like I needed to not. I felt like I needed to dry out a little bit after the last couple weekends, which we. Here, let me introduce my Naughty Jelly Sweet, the woman who makes all things great, and the reason why I drink more Devil's Margaritas than I otherwise would. That's probably not completely fair. Melissa Whitney, there she is in her sparkly opening.
I like a sparkly opening.
I know you like that. That's why I do that for you.
It's nice.
Because I love you. Anyways, I just thought after a couple weekends of, 10 plus margaritas a weekend, thought maybe I'd dry out. I started to feel like I was a pickled fish.
I think I influenced you because I made a big deal that I was drinking water last week.
No, that's not why.
I think it is.
That's not why.
And can I say that I think we need to not drink so many of those margaritas?
Yes,
really.
You can say that. That's good.
Really, how many calories do you think are in those?
I don't know, 1,000. Who knows? A lot. Let's get off to this stuff real fast. Living in Las Vegas stuff. The website's livinginlv.com. We just got to get through it, and then we can talk about how fat I am because I drink 10,000 margaritas. And then we will blame, James.
I think you're looking very dapper.
I haven't changed one bit. Haven't lost a pound.
I think you're only working out 2 days a week.
Right. Seems like 2 years of my life.
But it's small changes, Mr. Whitney. Small changes.
Thank you. Website. That's all I feel like I'm getting right now. Website, livinginlv.com. That's livinginlv.com. Of course, if you're a big fan of the Vegas Video Network, yeah, that's what we'll call it, the Vegas Video Network. It's a good name. Then you'll go to vegasvideonetwork.com. I think that's a good place to go. A lot of happening things happening there, of course. Now, let's say that you want to leave us an email, which I commend you on because you're not one of them milk toasty kind of people. No, you're in it. You're in the suck, as the Marines say. Like that. Like, this just did. That's how girls make. When guys make punch sounds, they go. When girls do, they go. Make a punch sound.
Pow.
Pow. Pow. On-air Q at livinginlv.com.
Well, why don't you come over here and let me land one on you and see if you're
at livinginlv.com.
quite so jokey.
Or if you'd prefer, you can send us a voicemail at 866-966-4599. Again, 866-966-4599. Operators stand by. Hey, while you're at it, you know what you could be doing? What, Scott? Well, you could have the right screen on when you're ready to go. There's one of the reasons. Oh, what you could do is if you are on the Facebook, which I think we've all established now is going to actually catch on. I think there's play there. There's victory. There's power. There's connection.
I think the odds are good.
Yeah, you get to see people from high school you hated back then, and now you get to watch them again now, and you hope they do poorly. That's not true. I don't think that.
Just pissy.
Other people do, but I don't think that. Anyways, here's our Facebook page. We would love for you to be a part of it. We've actually been, it's been pretty active. Jacob has been playing along. We actually greet everybody who joins our Facebook page. How about that? Anybody who joins in, we say, hey, thanks for joining us, JB. Thanks for joining us, Fred. And then you'll see a little caret, and JC means that Jacob Cannon did it, or a little caret SW means that I'm saying that. Isn't that nice?
I think that's very cool. Why a carrot?
Just so they know that it's us. You know the caret sign? Caret.
Yeah.
And it's been interesting over the last month, we've had 17,891 post views on our Facebook page. That's what I thought. So it's people are kind of catching on. We still don't have very many people on there, only 154 or so, or 158 now. But if you're not a friend of the Facebook page, boy, that would be pretty cool if you did that. And golly, if you could tell your friends and neighbors, we would appreciate that too. Speaking of which, if you're on the live chat right now, and there's many of you on, what I would love for you to do, if you look at the little video that you're watching us, and you'll see a little icon that says, little Facebook, little Twitter, and then share. And if you click on that and go to Facebook, you'll actually get to embed this video in your Facebook page.
Click on the share button?
Yeah. So all your friends can actually watch this this bit of joyous stuff right from your Facebook page. In other words, you giving as a gift, you're giving a gift.
Sharing is caring.
So we're teaching you how to gift. Now, it could be a re-gift. You could be re-gifting us to other people, which is fine. Because
we don't mind.
Everybody re-gifts.
We're not too proud.
So
are you
please, proud? No. So please click that share button and re-gift us to your friends on your Facebook page. Of course, tip of the hat to good people at LASIK Nevada. 40,000 procedures. Most
That's a lot of
experienced cat here in the Nevada. It's Dr. Rothman. You got to go check him out. Weather 106 degrees, still nice and warm and toasty. Pool's 83 and crystal clear, which you can't beat that. So what's going on? Okay. Done with that. Now, let's. So busy. How long does that take? It takes 8 minutes just to get through that nonsense.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, you distracted me with something.
As wives are supposed to do.
Talking, I believe, is what it was. So, you know, one of the things that's been pretty groovy is that this whole concept of the Living in Las Vegas meetup, literally, the genesis of this meetup happened in the chat. I wasn't planning a meetup. I was having a good time.
You're minding your own business, weren't you?
Just trying to have a conversation with you. Say, and all of a sudden I look over and all of a sudden you see Malia and you see Jackie and you see Ted and John and Mary Ellen and John Boy and Grandma and Grandpa. They're all here on the chat.
Is the Beaver in there?
The Beaver's a different TV show and also a different decade. But that's okay.
Then the Andy Griffith Show? Or just barely?
50s versus the 70s. Close. Leave
it to Beaver?
Was in the 50s.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the Waltons were in the 70s.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, it's close. It's 20. It's a rounding error, which is why I do the finances.
Well, see, you were closer to the 50s than me, so you probably
really? Was that
are better,
nice?
more aware.
Is that right, Wayne? That's what you were. You just were a Wayne. That was sweet. Who had a good line about that? Somebody's, never mind. It wasn't very nice. I'm trying to be nice now. Anyways, so we see this thing going, and Ted from Access Vegas, who, by the way, if you're not a member of the Access Vegas environment, you absolutely should be because it cranks, it kills. So he's like, hell, I'll organize this thing. I'll make it happen. It's not even his meetup. It's like, I'll do it. I'll make it happen. I'm like, that Ted guy, crazy. Ted's going to heaven. Anyways.
Well, maybe not, but
No, I think he is. I know
You
people.
sure?
I have inside scoop.
he seems kind of ornery.
I think I should have been a Baptist priest because I think I could have made people believe that I knew what I was talking
my
about.
Goodness.
Anyways, you'll be good. You're going to heaven, Ted. Anyways, that's right. So they're going, and Ted's kind of looking around and starting to sniff around. And a couple of weeks ago, on top of the food chain, we had a guy named Michael Frey who owns RHUMBAR. And RHUMBAR is one of our all-time favorite.
It is. We love to go there.
Or hotels, restaurants. It's at the front of. Don't tell me. Oh, did I want to get to that next? I skipped ahead a little bit. Well, it's okay. Oh, no, I'm all right. Top of the, it's at the, boop, 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 boop. There we go. It's at the entrance of that which is called the Mirage. So for those of you who are watching us on the video, there you can see it right there. Where the bottom of the page is, in essence, where the Las Vegas Strip is, okay? So where the mouse is, right there, that's RHUMBAR. This is the inside of the Mirage. And you walk in through the south entrance, right into the RHUMBAR. So it's the outside area just before you enter. And it's really a pretty groovy place. It's outdoor. It's primarily an outdoor play, a rum-focused thing. And we've always liked it. Jackie, whenever she's in town, we take her there, or she takes us there, or we go there. And we've had many a mojito, and
we have. Their mojitos are lovely.
Right, and they embrace Sailor Jerry, and I have a certain affinity for anybody who embraces.
That's where you first
Sailor
tasted Sailor Jerry.
A lot of people think that. Actually, the first place I tasted Sailor Jerry was B.B. King's bar.
Oh, really?
Yeah, bartender said, "Would you like to try something other than Captain, whatever it's called? What's it called?
Morgan.
Captain Morgan." I said, "I don't know." He goes, "Well, it tastes better, and it's half the price." I said, "Yes." So I did, and it was better, and it was half the price, and it was really good. So
he's your friend now, isn't he?
Yeah, me and Sailor go way back. So we've always been a fan, and I thought, well, hell, I'll just reach out to this guy. You know, I know him now, kind of. And so I sent him an email, and actually I asked Ted for some advice on how to write the email or what I should say, and he provided an outline of things to say, and it was brilliant. So I took the general outline and, added some shiny stuff to it and sent it off. And he sent it to, one of his assistant folks, and she called the very next day. We couldn't meet up then. Yesterday we talked again, and she's like, "What can we do to help?"
Jeez.
I'm like,
wow.
we'd like to, have a corner, like the northeast corner for our meetup. Probably about 15 to 20 or so people there. She goes, "Absolutely." She goes, "If there's going to be any more, let me know." I said, "Can I put a banner up?"
How many people?
I said, "I guessed 15 to 20. Last time we had 17 or so, or 8. Actually, yeah, we had like that. And it started off as a Living in Las Vegas meetup, but the truth is I'm going to kind of say this is kind of a Vegas Video Network meetup. I mean, anybody who wants to come, of course, can come. She's like, I had asked for, can you do anything for us? Any kind of promotional consideration?
Yeah.
She goes, "Yeah, first drinks on the house." I'm
what?
Like, okay. So, and I had asked for that. And
wow.
So she said, you just got to, get the person's name so we can put them on a list. This is just like we did at Nikki Beach. So we're going to do the same basic thing. We're going to create an email address. It's already been created now. So if you're watching the show, either live or otherwise, if you send an email to meetup@vegasvideonetwork.com, again, that's meetup@vegasvideonetwork.com, give us your name and your email address. So, for example, if there are two of you, it would be, both your names, both your email address. We'll put you on the list, and when you get there, you'll get a little ticket. They'll ask you, "Are you with the meetup?" Yeah, you'll get a little ticket, and you'll get a free well drink on us, basically, which is pretty cool. So again,
that's great, and it's
super.
And
nice.
This is an outdoor facility, which is just fantastic in the summer for the evenings.
It's going to be perfect.
The weather outside in the summer here, it's just amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be perfect. It's September 9th is the day. This is a Friday. We're going to be doing it from 4 to 7. This is to allow lots of different folks to be able to be there. somewhere in that time. Now, is there?
It's on a Friday?
Yeah.
And it starts at 4?
4 to 7. Now, is there a chance that there'll be people there after 7? I can guarantee that there'll be people there from us after 7. So if you're listening and thinking, oh, geez, I don't get off until 6 or 7, I'll miss it. You're not going to miss anything. We will be there. So, again, meetup at vegasvideonetwork.com. Ray's like, from 7 to 3 a.m. Right. Probably.
Ray.
Ray's
He's naughty.
My gambling brother. Yeah. So Friday, September 9th, 4 to 7 p.m. at the RHUMBAR. Send an email to meetup at vegasvideonetwork.com. Again, meetup at vegasvideonetwork.com. We'll put you on the list, get you up there, and looking forward to what I consider to be one of the premier bars/lounges in all of Las Vegas. It is easily, without question, our favorite. Big hand for the nice people at RHUMBAR, and especially Angelica, who was the gal who called, and it just couldn't have been nicer. She was just a real sweetheart. Other news in the whole Las Vegas video thing. We announced Monday, we had Awkward Silence for a while, and we put it on a hiatus because we wanted to retool it a bit. And it took a while for us to find somebody we thought was a fit and to come up with a new look and feel and vibe for the show. And I'm super happy to announce, and we announced it Monday, that a gentleman named Brandon Hahn, who goes by Gooch, is going to be the new host of Awkward Silence 2.1. So Brandon is a stand-up comedian, has been around here in the comedy world for about 10 years, very well known here in the comedy world, super funny. He's also a disc jockey for 92.3 KOMP. So he's got the interview chops, he's got the comedy chops, and we are completely blowing up the show. It is nothing like the show you saw before. So before it was basically just kind of a straight interview, and we've decided that we wanted to get more specific comedic elements in it. So we've done quite a few rehearsals. It's going to be a tight 30-minute show. In the beginning, we're going to be doing more bits, if you will, more current event stuff. We're going to do remotes where people are being interviewed from who knows where through the magic of our very groovy studio.
I'm really excited about it.
Yeah, me too. Brandon Gooch is just a super guy. Lots of good ideas, great energy. And really comes across as a team player. So he's got a bunch of people who he wants to bring on to help with the variety of different things that we'll be doing. And so like I said, the first 10 minutes or bits or whatever, and the last 20 minutes are going to be, we're going to bring in an entertainer or a comedian, just somebody who's funny, that will spend 20 minutes just kind of shooting the you know what. And I'm really looking forward to it. I think it's good what we've done. We've changed a lot of the graphics, a lot of the bumpers, and just the vibe is completely different. The set is completely different. It's pretty exciting. Now, the time is going to be interesting. He works from, I think it's 3 to 7 every evening at 92.3 KOMP. So we can't do our normal 6 o'clock Thursday show. So this show is going to be every Friday afternoon at 12:30 noon. Thinking that, especially for people here in Las Vegas, who he has a pretty strong fan base, you'll be able to break away from work and be able to check him out live, as well, of course, as video on demand like the rest of the show. So it's Awkward Silence 2.1 is what we're calling it. The 2.1 is kind of an inside joke. Email me and I'll explain it to you. And again, Gooch is the man who's going to be doing that. So we're very, very excited about Mr. Brandon Gooch. Yeah, baby. Also going on, we've been talking for a while now about this new distribution thing that we're doing. And I've sneaked about it and talked about it and teased it on all the other shows. And all the other hosts are pretty much fed up with me doing this. So we haven't done I've written the press release, but it won't go out until probably tomorrow or the next day. But one of the things that has always been a problem for the way we distribute content on anything that's online. Basically what we are is a podcast. At the end of the day, we're a podcast. We're live, of course, and we've got lots of people watching us live. But at the end of the day, most people, the vast majority of people who consume this content, do so after the fact, what's called video on demand. And they usually use something like YouTube or iTunes or something like that. But to do that, you have to be somewhat technical savvy, especially if you want to subscribe to a show. Like Melissa, if I said to you, go subscribe to a podcast, you might ask me for some help, for example.
Yeah, I think everyone knows I'm technically challenged.
Right. So I wanted to find a way where we could provide content to people where they didn't have to know how to deal with podcasts, and also where they didn't have to sit in front of a computer to watch us. So the Vegas Video Network has just expanded our distribution network with Roku. And Roku is the first of these little boxes you plug into the internet, into your computer, where you could watch all your internet content on TV, your regular TV, never having to touch your computer again. No computer necessary, basically, is the play. So the press release basically says that we've expanded our distribution channel by partnering with the premium streaming entertainment device Roku. And another first for any Las Vegas-based media. We are the only company in Las Vegas that's doing this. We continue to demonstrate the network's focus on making it easy as possible for its viewers to enjoy the wide variety of programming that is available on the network. So to give you an idea of what Roku is, like I said, they're the first guys to do this. And the device is cheap. It's between $60 and $100. And it's just a one-time fee. For instance, our content will be free. So you spend $60, $100, plug in your TV, and now you can watch every one of the Vegas Video Network programs without ever having to go to your computer again. And we have a link that we'll put on our website where if you already have Roku, you click on it, it automatically adds it to your Roku from your computer. And it's pretty cool. I did some math, hadn't really noticed this, but since October 2010 when we launched, we have produced over 244 episodes network-wide, which is a lot, yeah. And of those 200-plus episodes, we've hand-selected over 112 hours of content that we're going to put up on our Roku channel. So you will not want for information on the Roku channel, and every Monday through Friday, as we do already currently, we're going to be able to add new content, which is cool because this allows the Vegas Video Network to do what's called the 3 screens. We now have access or providing content to what's referred to in the technical world as the 3 screens, which means you can watch us on television, you can watch us on the internet, your computer, and you can watch us on mobile as well. And by the way, we're joining folks like, who are they? Netflix, Hulu Plus, Amazon. Thought I had a list of these guys. Where are they?
Garage.
Hulu Plus, Netflix Revision 3, CNET, Amazon Instant Video. So it's kind of a big deal, and so we're super excited to make this available to folks. I've been watching it now for about the last month. It's been in variety stages of readiness, and the first time it was ready, I was so enamored by it that I basically watched it until 3 in the morning with a bottle of wine. I'm like, wow, this is really good stuff. And the next thing you know, I woke up at 3 in the morning after having watched, 15 of our shows.
Were you disoriented?
I was. I woke up, I'm like, what time is it?
Did you think, why did she leave me out here?
Yeah,
why didn't she wake me up?
And the Roku logo. I mean, the Roku thing doesn't even have an on-off switch. You just plug it in, plug in your TV. The new ones are wireless. The one that we have is also wired to Ethernet, and there is no on and off. It just after it realizes it's not being used, it goes to sleep. So I wake up and I'm like, it says Roku. The floating. I'm like
bouncing.
What's happening here? I wonder what time.
You were awake when I left you there.
I wonder what time it is, and I'm like, it's 3 in the morning. Oh man, I had kind of a hangover from drinking close to a bottle of wine. And which is not a feature, by the way.
You were celebrating.
I was. It's really, I got to tell you, watching this on TV is really cool. And besides us, there are some other great things. Like I said, Revision 3's on there, CNET's on there, Twit TV with Leo Laporte's on there. There's some great stuff on there, and then Amazon and Netflix and all. So it's fun. I can really see why people are starting to break away from just regular cable and go this route. And we're super proud to be the first in Las Vegas to do it. And we'll continue to do groovy things like that. Speaking of,
Where do you get a Roku?
You can get them from their own website, or you can get it from Amazon. Amazon.com has them, and we'll probably put a link in the. Actually, I do have.
Is it Best Buy or
Best Buy? I think that's them. And the press release that we're going to put out probably tomorrow. There it is for you. We have a link to where you can go get them. As well as a link
super
to
cheap though. One time you just got to buy the device once and you're ready to go.
It's just slick. It's just slick. And we had to pay a sizable amount of money to have this developed, but it just seemed like the right thing to do. I mean, in the quote from the press release, I basically said, "I think my mom's going to be happy now because she'll be able to watch this stuff without having to worry about." What's an internet and all she has to do is turn on and it's on. So I think that's pretty cool. What else is going on? Let's talk a little bit about how much fitter I look. Okay. No, I'll tell you what, I have never been so sore as I was last week. 2 days with
I think that's
James.
good.
Well, it is good. But I really thought I was going to cry. Yes, it is. It is HD as way. And by the way,
I have
Roku
been loving
is HD
it.
capable. You have been loving it, but you have a trust issue.
I have a trust issue with these stupid straps that he calls
Right.
the
So you hold the straps like this,
TRX, right?
and you lean back, and it kind of stretches your spine. And
You
then
lean back like this.
Yeah, you lean back.
If this is a wall, you're leaned back like this, just holding on to the straps.
Right. That's good. And then you bend yourself. I can do a squat while you're holding.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite exercises because, I'm holding on to something. I'm not using my whole fat body to go up and down.
I don't like the angle, though. You're at such a sharp angle.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Well, whatever. I have been really enjoying it. I feel really energized, really good. And he's getting me to start to really think about food.
Right.
So he'd be very happy today. Today we were talking about what we eat at night and how he eats a big meal at lunch. And I'm like, well, that's genius, right? So tonight we just had a little bit of fish.
Right.
And a little salad thing, and that was all we had.
How proud of you.
James would be thrilled.
James. And I'm drinking water instead of some
small
sort of
changes.
happy alcoholic
I don't know.
beverage.
He was just saying, make small changes, and I'm really, really trying.
Yeah. So it's he's doing good. You know what? The good news is he's a nice guy because I'm not. When I'm there, I'm pissing and moaning and swearing a lot.
I think you need to change your attitude about it. It's
I'm
if
being
you put
funny.
a smile on your face.
I'm being funny when I do it.
I know,
I'm
but
not
maybe
being
you're bringing
mean.
everybody down with the negativity.
They're all laughing. Jacob's
just
laughing and James is laughing. It's hard. Look, it's hard work. I did it for a year in the Bay Area on TV. I hated every
I know,
minute of
but
it.
if you have to do it, maybe James is sitting there thinking, this is hard work. I don't want to listen to you telling me it's hard work because then he has to focus that it's hard work.
Nah, he's all right. I think he is. So, anyways, he's doing a good job. That's James. It's 222.
Studio 222.
Yeah, we'll keep you up to date on what's going on and see if he kills.
I'm loving it.
Yeah, you do it really early. It's
6:15 is when I start.
That's brutal.
I got there on time today. I've been having a little bit of trouble figuring out what time to get there, but I'll tell you, I practically run out of there, and I've really learned a lot, not just about the exercise, but about the food.
Well, what we got to talk about now is the way that North Las Vegas is increasing their income for the city. As everybody knows, North Las Vegas has had a hard time trying to make ends meet, and they've been firing or
they've been
threatening
very
to lay off police officers, which as I look back at it now, I think they should have.
You think that would have been a positive
I
thing?
think they should have laid off a particular police officer who was on a motorcycle on
Friday?
5th Street. Yeah. Now, this is the day after I had,
Are you going to say his name?
Yeah, I'll say his name. Anyways, I got a ticket. So, got a speeding ticket.
Did you say a bad word right there?
No. I'll say his frickin' name. I can say that. Yeah, so this is the next day after my 3 o'clock in the morning wake up after celebrating that we were on Roku. So I still a little, I wasn't hungover, but I wasn't in the best of moods. And and here's what it was funny about it though. I was listening to My Name is Michael, I got it, which
by Clint Holmes.
Clint Holmes, who we had on the show on the network.
Well, that was on the radio.
Yeah,
that's like a movie.
I was like, it was kind of weird. I'm like, I was going to tweet or Facebook.
Well, thank God you weren't.
Well, I did because I was driving, but I was like, that doesn't happen until October. It becomes illegal, I think. But I was going to go. I wanted to pull over. I was hoping for a long stoplight so I could go, hey, I'm listening to Clint Holmes. Playgrounds in Your Mind. He was on Talk Tales, but I was too tired to do it. Anyway, so I'm, my name is Michael. And I take a really circuitous route to our house or to our studio from here. And so I'm going down south on 5th Street, I think it is, south of Craig. And there's nothing there. It's industrial.
It is, but the problem is there's a school on that street.
Yeah, but there's no school.
There's a school there.
But there's no school going on. There's no
but
children there.
They're going to have it as a lower speed zone in general.
Well, anyways, it was allegedly 35 miles an hour.
It is 35. I've seen the sign.
Yeah, that's right. Maya's got it right. Officer Jerkface, I think might have been his name. No, I can't say his name because I said that. Anyways, so I'm driving. My name is Michael. Now, the car I drive, I have an Enclave, a 2009 Enclave. I used to have a 1999 Mitsubishi Montero Sport. And say what you will about that car, it's an automatic. But when you went from drive to second to first, that car downshifted, like muy pronto. And the reason you do that is because you want to slow down without hitting the brakes. Because if you pass a cop and he sees that the car is leaning forward and you're hitting the brakes, he knows, you're going too fast. So, but I've done it a couple times where I passed a cop.
Were you passing him?
Yeah, I was passing him.
You were passing him
well,
at that
parked.
speed limit? Oh,
he was parked. He was parked on the far side.
Right.
In his little park, in his little fancy robo motorcycle with his gun
He has
out.
one of the new motorcycles.
Yeah. And so I see him, and I'm like, no worries. I'll just go into downshift, go into low. Well, in the Enclave, going to downshift is more of a suggestion to the car. The car's like, Scott, did you want to slow down? Yes. Would you mind slowing down anytime now? I think that's probably a good idea, but we don't do that instantly. Meanwhile, I'm having this conversation with my car. Officer Bob comes up behind me. Officer, what is his name? Officer Mean Man with no sense of humor.
It's down below where the signatures.
Officer B. It's just B. I don't know what.
Let me see.
Merker. B. Merker.
Let me see.
Officer B. No, hold on. So Officer B, I see him. I go by him, and I see him pull out. I'm like, well, there is nobody else around me at this point. Now I was going, the speed as everybody else around me. I mean, I was going.
So was no one else around you?
Well, they were around me, but there was at the time. I mean, I was going flow of traffic. We were all going the same speed. It was flow of traffic. So I wasn't being unsafe. I was being safe. It was dry. It was sunny. Everybody was moving at about the same pace, which is why apparently he was sitting there waiting for somebody to be picked out.
Well, they always are waiting for me on my way to work, right?
Oh, I got a whole story about Jesus. My goodness, you go to. I'll tell you what, 215. I have never seen the craziest thing. Northbound 215 on, is it Lake Mead? They've got this. It's unbelievable what they're doing there. They have this bridge.
Overpass?
Yeah, it's a bridge, and it's fenced, so you really can't see. But you know what's just behind that fence? It's a motorcycle cop. He's just sitting there. Dun, 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 dun. He's got his gun. Dun, dun. And I'm telling you, if you don't look for him, you will not see him. Because
no,
you know how
it's awesome.
Las Vegas has all of these little fancy things on their freeways now, little signs and, pyroglyphs or whatever they're called. So you don't know what the hell you're looking at. That might be a pyroglyph of something or whatever. And so he's up there.
Did you see a lot today?
It was 2 weeks ago. No, last week. And then so he's doing it. He's shooting you as you're coming underneath him. I'm like, well, what's he going to do up there? There's no way he's going to. I'll tell you what he's going to do up there. You go, and then there's an on-ramp from that bridge to the freeway. This is northbound 215. And I saw count them, four cops on motorcycles just sitting there chatting. Yeah, I wonder what and they're off. And on the way going down there, I saw 3 cars pulled over. It was unbelievable.
It is like that all the time. That is the way I take to work. Every day I go to work, and
it's just crazy.
I have seen as many as 6 people pulled over.
Yeah, they're
Sometimes they're just back to back pulled over.
looking to make some money. So
Well.
anyway, so Officer B pulls me over. And as I told you the night before, I had him by it a little bit, so I wasn't in my normal, fun, happy mood. So I pull over.
You weren't very chatty.
I wasn't.
were you?
I wasn't. I couldn't do
Which is
chatty
unusual
Cathy.
for you.
No, I would have tried to talk my way. I do have a way to talk out of, or to try to talk my way out of tickets, and I will share that with you in a moment. But so he pulls over. I'm like, shoot.
Off to a perfect day.
So and I was late. I was a little tardy getting to get into the office to do Let's Bet.
Now you're really gonna be.
So I'm not in a good mood. So I'm sitting there, and I'm like, okay, do I want to engage this guy, or do I just want to shut the hell up? So I just shut the hell up. So he comes pulling up, and like all cops, he gets off his motorcycle behind me. I have a picture of the motorcycle behind me on Facebook, and all cops squeak when they come up. Squeak, let her squeak, let her squeak.
It's their holster.
Let her squeak, let her squeak. I'm like, he goes, driver's license and insurance registration.
And they didn't even say hello.
No, he didn't say hi. He's just like driver's license, insurance, proof of registration. Now I had my.
He could at least say hello.
No, he wasn't a happy guy. So I had my wallet out, and I had my wallet out next to me. So I pull out my wallet and I hand him my license, and I open up the glove compartment. I give him my registration. I give him my insurance, and he goes, Your registration is, your insurance is expired. Ugh. Well, it wasn't expired. I just gave him the wrong one. I keep them from way back when. So I said, yeah, I got the right one. I handed it to him. He goes, hold on. So he just steps away. I'm like, okay, he's checking me for prints or checking me for.
See if you're a bad guy.
Am I a bad guy? Am I carrying a gun or whatever?
Because you might be a bad guy.
I could be a bad guy. He comes back up. He goes, you're doing 53 and a 35. I went, What are you going to say? Right? I'm Batman. I was in a hurry. Tick tock, tick tock. I had to go do a show called Let's Bet. Are you a gambler? Want to come? I had nothing to say. So I went, Then he said, the weirdest thing, he goes, is this your car? I said, well, Zipper, it's my name's on the freaking registration. How would it not be? He goes,
that's such a weird question.
It was weird. So
what do you think he meant?
I don't know. So then he goes back. He goes, stay there. Well, okay. Because I was thinking of getting ice cream just down the corner here. Coming back, would you like a snow cone? I mean, it was such a weird thing. So he goes back behind my car, Mikey, 194, and he's just standing there kind of, and I see this. I'm like, oh, crap. I'm not going to be able to talk my way out of it at this point. So he's doing this, and he's looking, and he's checking, and he finally comes back out, and he hands me this little portable computer thing. Now I'm not in the best of mood because I didn't get to try my thing. So he hands me this portable computer thing, which, is about this thick and about that tall, right? Tall. He goes, you just need to sign this. This is not a proof of guilt or acceptance of guilt. It just means that you'll show up for, and the court date, get this. Now, this is August. The court date is November 10th, 2011. Here's an idea. You want to get your money? How about let me show up a little earlier than the end of the year? Anyways,
well, you can just pay it unless there's a thing unless no bail is written.
We're still not clear on that. But I have bail.
You have bail. That's what I'm saying. So if you read the back, if bail is written down.
Okay, well, we'll get to that in a minute. So
make sure you read it.
So now I'm in kind of a foul mood for a variety of reasons. And I look at this thing, and it's just a signature box, but there's no text on the box. It doesn't say what I'm signing. I could say, I'm a mass murderer. Yeah, I'm the one who killed the guy down the street. So I'm like, I can't. So here's how you endear yourself with a police officer at 9 in the morning. Said I can't sign this.
You said I can't sign.
So I can't sign this. I don't know what I'm signing.
God. I'm surprised I didn't get a call. Hello, I'm in jail. Can you come get me out?
He looked at me like, what?
No, he was thinking, douchebag, just sign the thing. That's what he was thinking.
We call it D-bag here. Okay.
Whatever, that's what he was thinking.
So I'm like, I said, I can't sign this. I don't know what I'm signing here. It's just a signature box. There's none of the words here.
It doesn't say what you're signing.
It doesn't say anything on this. There's there's a bunch of little form boxes, but they're all clear. There's nothing on them. I'm like, I can't sign this. Now, I'm about this much of a badass when it comes to talking to cops. I've never been arrested, ever. So the last thing I want to do is be 50 and be put in the pokey because I may be old, but I'm pretty.
And have to call your wife.
I'm pretty. And
Actually, would you have called me or would you have called Jacob?
I don't know who I'd have called. Jesus.
You would have called Jacob, I think.
Jesus, please.
Because
please
you would not have wanted to hear.
No, I don't know. I wouldn't worry about that. So I said I can't sign this, and there's nothing on it, and he's kind of. If we put everything that's on the whole summons, it would be 50 pages. And I'm like, okay, I think I made my point. That's none. Sign, hand it to him. Okay, see you later. Thanks, pal. Goodbye. Now, what I would like to have done, here's my theory on getting out of a ticket. I've done it once and it worked. And that is when he came up and said, you're doing 53 and 35, I was going to go, what? Well, that's outrageous. How can anybody be considered to do that? Well, no, I'm not done yet. I said, let me ask you this, officer. If you were me and you recognize that this was an isolated circumstance, that I drive this street every day, and usually I'm well below 40 miles an hour or so. If you were me and you wanted to convince you that this will never happen again, the lesson is learned, there's no need for you to give me a ticket, what would you have me tell you? It's good, huh? It's very good. It worked. It's good, huh? What do you think?
I think it's intriguing.
Yeah, it's good. So, but I said, because I wanted to try a different tack, I'm not signing this. So in hindsight, I would have thought maybe I should have just said, hey, if you were me and you realize that this was a mistake, it'll never happen again, I've learned my lesson, what would you have me tell you to say? You don't have to hand me a ticket.
Oh, goodness.
Anyway, so that didn't work out for me. So I've got then here's the other fun part about the speeding ticket. Let's see how much it costs. Wanna? So it was 53 miles an hour in a 35. So at least I wasn't doing 20. Oh, and that's the other thing. Most cops will, lower the speed than you actually did. I hear it all the time. No, not me. No, you did 53? 53, not 52, not 51, 53, baby. Well, okay, thanks. So here's what the
maybe he didn't like the grunt.
I just went, that was probably not as helpful as it could have been. So bail amount, $203. Ow. But wait, there are fees. There's an admin fee of $85. To whom does that go, do you suppose?
Now, how often do you get to use that admin?
Do I get to hire him? Right.
You just paid $85.
I understand I've got an admin for $85. That's got to be worth a couple hours. I would like for her to get me a cookie, maybe a sandwich, get my laundry, if you wouldn't mind. So I should do that when I go see the judge. Yes, first of all, the admin fee. Can I interview her? Is she quick? Can she type? How many words per minute? Then there's a facility fee. So apparently I also get a room with the admin. Facility fee is $10.
That's
and
helpful.
Then there's a fee. Just fee. I've got an admin fee, $85, a facility fee, $10, and then just fee for $7 for a total of $305. There it is. So I'm planning on going to court.
Oh,
and fighting
goodness.
it.
Well, good
I
luck
fought the
with
law
that.
and the law won.
You're talking about hours of worth of crap there.
I think it might make for a good show. We're all about content.
I'm
here on
glad
the
you
show.
got to do that one by yourself.
Yeah. All right. So we're going to take a quick break, and then we're going to talk about a sneak peek we had and one of the coolest things we've ever done since I've been married.
Whoa.
It's that cool. Okay, well, it's not that cool. The marriage was a lot better.
Well,
now, this is going to be
good.
a trick for me because now I'm going to do that thing that I did last time where at the out of it, we were silent for about an hour and a half.
You're going to try to remember to turn the sound back on? Or
Yeah,
you're just not going to turn the sound off?
We'll play it by ear. Let's try it. Ready and go.
Yes, who's coming to AM 1400 KSHP? It's all the great shows from the Vegas Video Network. Join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. to get the best insider news and expert views about entertainment and comedy, cocktails and fine dining, living in Las Vegas, the real estate market, golf, and sports betting. Visit VegasVideoNetwork.com and KSHP.com for more information and join us on Fridays from 6 to 10 p.m. for the Vegas Video Network Friday Night Features.
And we're back. All right, living in Las Vegas. I'm your host, Scott Whitney. I'm joined by Melissa Whitney, who always elicits, that's right, an applause from the audience. The audience here is much fonder than, is fonder a word? Much more fond of Melissa than me.
You mean they like me more than you do?
That's what I mean. That's what fonder means. Anyways, so I don't know if you guys remember, but a few weeks ago we talked.
Why do they like me more than you do?
Because you're nice and you know how to talk to police.
No, what you mean is they like me more than they like you, not that they like me more than you like me.
No, they like you more than they like me.
That's not what you said.
Well, that's not right. That's not what I meant. Anyways,
they find Melissa more fonder than I do.
Oh, well, then I misspoke. Wouldn't be the first time. As many of you may recall, we had a chance to speak briefly about the excitement that we had about signing up for the Smith Center's upcoming 4-play thingamabobbers, which are Color Purple, Mary Poppins, Memphis, and $1 Million Quartet.
And when do they start? They're once a month, starting in
April 3rd. April 3rd is the first one, Color Purple. Then May 22nd for Mary Poppins.
Which I'm sure you're excited about.
I am super excited about that because that is, in fact, the best movie ever made.
What about
what? You're about ready
Chitty
to say.
Chitty?
You're about ready to say nasty, nasty, bang, bang, weren't you?
Yes.
Because you forgot that you're not allowed to say that.
But I didn't. What about Chitty Chitty
Chitty
Bang
Chitty
Bang?
Bang
Mary
Bang is the
Poppins
second.
Oh, really?
Is the
Mary
second.
Poppins is ahead of Chitty Chitty. Oh,
It's a Disney movie. It's always ahead.
okay.
And then we've got $1 Million Quartet on June 12th and Memphis on June 18th. That's what that looks like. This is what you're seeing here. We are among the first to get this document. But what was really cool and what we thought was really smart is the day after we did that show, we got an email from Amber Stidham, who's the public relations manager for the Smith Center. There's the Smith Center. There's her card. And she was very complimentary, liked what we were doing, and offered to give us a tour of what was going on in the big old battle. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Oh, poop. I wanted to show you the Roku thing. I'm going to show this real fast, and then we'll move on. Roku. This is what it looks like when you first log on to Roku. As you can see, CNET, Pandora, Hulu Plus, Netflix. And you can see us right there in the middle. You click on that. It takes you to a page that it describes us, our ratings, a quick description, who it was developed by, all that good stuff. And then if you click, go to the channel, boom, or add the channel, there we are. So you can see right now I've got Netflix and I've got Amazon and then I've got the Vegas Video Network. And then what we do is when you bear into it, we designed it to make it as easy as possible for folks. So our very first item is the last 7 days network wide. So if you just want to know the most recent shows that are happening on the network, you just go there. But you could also check out, there's Talk Tales, and for instance, there's this show and Getting Real. But let's say you went back there and you drug in, and then you would see an icon for every show that happened, in this case, the last 7 days. So that's the most recent show. There's David talking about Trekkies set phasers to drunk, the Rio. There's our good buddy Scott there. And if I went back, you'd see Vic Vegas, the show he did last week. And if you were to click him, then boom, a graphic comes up that talks about his show. And if you click play, boom, that's us playing the show. You can see it kind of on the TV, and you can fast forward. And you can rewind, you can pause, all that good stuff. I just want to make sure you guys saw that because it's pretty groovy. Okay, so
back to the Smith Center.
Amber invited us to go to their I'm not sure what you call this, like Command Central thing, where they're
planning office.
I guess so, which is in the Holstein. Is that what it's called?
Holston's
area, on Charleston.
It's part of the Art District.
Yeah. And she invited us to kind of give us a sneak peek of what was going on there, which was really, really cool. First thing you notice when you walk in there is these are the founders. These are the people who donated the most amount of money to the Smith Center. And here's your question, chat people. Guess what the amount of money required it was before your name would show up on there. How much money did, for example, Fred and Harriet Cox, Charles Atwood, the Review Journal, let's see, Cox Communication, Wynn Resorts, Las Vegas Sands, Tony Hirsch, the guy who runs Zappos, Elaine Wynn. How much money did they spend to get up on the wall? And the answer, ladies and gentlemen, is $1 million. Each one of those people spent $1 million to get up on that wall, which is pretty impressive. You'll also notice it, Tony Shea, thank you. Ted, you'll notice that, and she brought this up, that a lot of people thought that the casinos might be kind of worried about this. It might be a draw away, but if you look carefully, you'll see that MGM's up there, the Fraternities are up there, Caesars is up there, who else? Wynn's up there, Las Vegas Sands. Pretty much all of the casinos are in play. They all are embracing this because of what it does for the overall vibe for the city. So they showed us, or Amber showed us, this really cool mock-up of what's going on at this Smith Center here. And this is an example of that mock-up, a couple angles of it. And they're doing some neat things. So my original thought was that it, there's us in the pretend room, so I'll do it in a minute. So my initial thought was that it was simply this place for big plays, for big performances. This kind of stuff.
Oh, you didn't realize it was a complex.
Yeah, I thought it was just,
like a campus. It's almost like a campus. And they describe the architecture, which I think is really amazing, as Art Deco inspired. And it has a lot of the same feeling as Hoover Dam.
Right.
Which I think is fantastic.
So what happened, there's three major things going on here, basically. Where you see the big tower, that's the main theater, if you will. We're going to show a cutaway where we actually get to see what it looks like inside.
And do you remember how many that's going to be a real bell tower with brass bells in it that are going to chime at different times of the day?
Every hour on the hour. Did she say
40?
40 bells, I think it was.
40
chimes every hour on the hour, with the exception of during a show. Used to be in a show, you'd have an intermission, and when the intermission was done, they'd cling a triangle. So funny, because they're both like, what's that thing called that's shaped like a triangle? Triangle. So they go ding, 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 ding. Intermission's over. Now what they're going to do is ring one of those bells in that bell tower up there, which you can see in the upper right, and that's how you're going to grab the people. So that's it. That's the, whoops, there we go.
And that's sort of the symbol, too, if you look at their logo.
Right. That
bell tower is part of their symbol.
Probably a better graphic of it here. Yeah. Right there. You see that? Focus. Yeah, the Smith Center, that's the bell tower, basically. You'll notice that Wicked is coming soon. So that's the main area. That's where all the big plays and big stuff goes on. Symphonies are going to be there and all. And then off to the side here, on the left side, now kind of where you see her arm pointing out, probably could have taken a better picture of that, but where all the school buses are pointing to, in other words, at the far left corner, what they're doing there is really cool. They're going to have like a 250 seat or so, kind of like a club environment. So think jazz.
A little cocktail table.
Yeah, so it's that standard
More
small
intimate.
cocktail, very intimate, 250. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday performances, world-renowned jazz things. And what's going to happen is, the way the building is set up is that the performers will have their back, the backdrop behind them will be the strip.
And the Symphony Park, which is an open, green space. It'll be Symphony Park, and then the view of the Las Vegas skyline. Right.
So big guys coming in there. And I asked them about, what about local performers? Are they going to make it available to local folks? Because there's a huge contingency of jazz players. And they said, yeah, we're going to probably do that. The Mondays through Wednesdays, we'll make it available for them too. I asked them some other questions, but they're secret. Anyways, I think that's really cool.
We're excited about that, aren't we? Because
I think
we like jazz.
Yeah, it's the right
We used to go watch jazz when we lived listen to jazz at the Headley Club.
Headley Club, that's right.
In San Jose. And it was nice. We'd go have dinner, and then
Hotel
we'd go
Dianza.
there, and we'd just have some cocktails, and
Right.
we loved it. And how great to be able to go to this place, sit,
Yeah.
listen to the band, and then you look out through the windows, the people in the audience, that's the view we'll get to see. I mean, I just think it's magic.
Right. And then coming closer, they're going to have the existing Discovery Zone. Is that what it's called?
Museum, the Children's Discovery Museum.
Children's Discovery Museum is going to be moving and expanding to where you see that big half circle, basically. So now that's why all the little school buses there, which I mentioned that if those were real size school buses to scale, those kids would be very, very teeny.
Well, and they have 2 artist groups in residence there too.
Right, and that's at the top of where that gal's hand is pointing up there. They're going to have rooms for basically artists in residence. And I don't know if I have a picture of. Did I take a picture? Yeah. So here again, this is from the front. The bell tower is on the right side. That courtyard is also going to be available for weddings, which people have already booked.
Which is crazy to me.
Yeah, I mean, people are already like, I think I'll have a wedding there. So that's very, very cool for folks.
Well, the inside is going to be amazingly beautiful.
Right. So what they did is they created a mock-up of one of the, what would you call that, boxes, one of the boxes, basically.
Yeah, the real high-end boxes, that people...
And you'll get a better sense.
Like Pretty Woman.
Yeah, you'll get a sense for where they are in location in a few pictures. But here's here's Melissa sitting in a box, applauding what had to be just an outstanding show.
It was a fantastic performance.
With Amber.
That's really good because that shows kind of what the boxes are going to look like. And there's no obstruction of the view.
Right, there's no columns anywhere around there. So everything that you look at, I mean, everywhere you look, you see great. This is kind of what it would look like if you're in the box and somebody was taking a picture. Well, that is
an absolutely horrible picture.
You're never happy with the pictures of you.
No, my hair is a hot mess there.
Well, it was windy. And so you can kind of see what the theater behind us would look like. And this is a drawing of what those boxes look like. And the reason why I wanted to show you this is if you look carefully, first of all those green dots means that they have been sold. Now, you may be thinking to yourself, all right, if I'm on that first page, if I'm over here, boop, if I'm on that list, one would expect, okay, $1 million, I get me a box. That's what I thought. No. $1 million, get your name on that orange wall. It helps you build stuff. But if you want one of them there boxes there, you got to pay another $1 million. So the green dots are people who have already paid another $1 million for their box. Now you may, if you look carefully, you'll notice it goes A, B, C, D, blah, blah, blah. Ends in Z, then V, then U, then T. Wait a minute. Where's W? Where's X? Where's Y? What's happening? Why are they not there? Well, here's how the story goes. Guy.
I don't know that I would share this.
Why? He thought it was a big deal.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of a good story.
Okay.
She showed it to me because it was pretty funny. So Tony Shea, the guy who runs Zappos, is one of the contributors, and the guy who owns the thing said, hey, Tony, you should be getting yourself a box. And he's like, well, I like boxes. But I want a box right next to the stage. That's my favorite spot. And he's like, well, guess what? We have a box right next to the stage. You're all set. Boom. He goes, well, I don't want it to be whatever it is, W. I work for Zappos. Can you make it Z? And that's why if you look at the upper right corner, the last box is Z for Zappos. That's Tony's box. So if you ever go up there, look up there, you'll see there's Tony. How about that? Inside scoop. Pretty neat, huh? This is a cutaway of what the theater looks like, along with me in my blue shirt holding a camera. So you can see first of all, there's not that many rows of chairs from the stage to the very back, which is kind of neat. And it's hard to tell, but if you look on the ground floor, right where it starts to look like those boxes, you'll see 2 people sitting in our chair, which we're not happy about, and we've asked them to move, and they haven't. But you can see it's like, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stories, 1, 2, 3, 4 stories tall, and not a bad seat in the house. You can see, again, that's a good example of all the pillars are behind the people as opposed to in front of them, so you can really see what's going on there, which I thought was pretty groovy. Here's another shot. To the left is what we were just looking at. To the right, our center right, is other areas where other things can happen. Conferences, speeches, seminars, those kind of things happen on this side as well. So it's very, very multi-purpose-esque for a place. They showed us the different chairs. Here's the chairs that they have available for folks. Here's Melissa, and there's where those chairs go. This is a shot. Now, this looks like we were actually in the theater. We weren't. This is just another mock-up they have to show you. But you can see, it's pretty close up. It's tightly. Actually, as a matter of fact, we thought was pretty cool that the seats had a ton of room. Very comfortable, didn't you think?
Yeah, they were awesome. And the real seats are actually slightly bigger than those. And
Yeah.
they were super comfortable.
Some of the biggest seats they have in this kind of building. So we were impressed by that again. And again, here's what it looks like from the stage. And the stage, I didn't really give it you really can't tell from this shot, unfortunately, but the capability of the stage is monstrous. It's
the backstage.
Yeah, where the actual talent is. I mean, it is as tall as the building is tall. So you can hide all kinds of crazy stuff up there.
It was cool.
Yeah, very, very impressive. This is a layout of how it sits in the city itself. She's pointing at, it's kind of hard to see, but that little blue glowy area is the actual Smith Center. And you can see they've got a lot of plans for stuff going all the way around that. I did ask her what the build-out plan was, and the answer was she didn't quite know. I mean, 10 years, 20 years, no one was really sure. It really kind of depends on how the economy plays out. But first of all, we were very impressed with Amber being nice enough to walk us around there. And
She gave a great, I mean, we walked out of there super excited about
yeah,
all the stuff that is coming here
so
to
clearly a
Vegas.
strong focus on kids, strong focus on local music and jazz.
Oh, the programs they're going to do for kids are going to be amazing.
Very impressive. Big time, Broadway capable content being played there. And we're super excited. They're going to start doing, I guess, the media showing. I think she said in February or March.
I think it opens in March. So
Yeah, so maybe a week. And she's invited us to go check that out. So we'll be able to give you more insight when that happens. But pretty exciting stuff.
Well, and they're doing some pretty interesting things around the ticketing. So if you didn't want to buy all of one kind of ticket, you'll be able to buy like a variety package if you wanted to see some jazz and some dance and some Broadway shows. So they're gonna do a lot of really interesting creative stuff so that you don't have to just see the plays or just see the dance or whatever.
Thinking of Vegas wants to know what the capacity. I think the capacity was 2,000. If I recall right, in the main show area. Is that right? Does that sound right?
Sounds right, but you know what? I am not sure. That's a good question. We had asked for some info to be sent. I don't know if we got that.
We did not get that yet, but I'm sure we will on time.
I expect that we will spend quite a bit of time there. Don't you?
Yeah, it's a win for sure, as in WIN. I think they did a good job. The facade, the outside part of it's already built. What they're doing right now is getting the inside all put together. So if you want to go out there and take a look at it, it's.
She said you can drive
around it. You just can't really see what's going on inside. Mm-hmm. But cool idea. I like the idea of having an incubator for talent. I think that's pretty neat. The one thing that she said was in this picture here, they have an agreement that basically all that area that she's pointing to, the agreement is whatever is there. It doesn't matter who owns it, who built it,
or what the
purpose is. The parking will be free all the way. There was a name for that place, that whole park called
Symphony Park.
All parking in Symphony Park will be free, regardless of who owns the building or where that parking structure is. So you could park at this building here, hang out for the day, and then go see the play if you wanted to. So it's just smart as well. So that's it. I think that's what we've got for today.
Yeah, super excited and really appreciate Amber giving us a sneak peek.
Right. And Jackie's right. The Donald W. Reynolds Foundation donated $150 million. It might have been 148.
The who?
The Donald W. Reynolds Foundation. Actually, I thought it was a woman who did that. She provided the vast majority of the funding. I don't know.
Not Debbie Reynolds, right?
No. She's selling stuff. She's not doing as well. Her
Curious.
days are not as well. Anyways, that's it, everybody. Thanks very much for the show. Pretty exciting stuff going on in here in Vegas and at the Vegas Video Network. Thanks, everybody, for playing along. Again, if you want to send us an email, you can do so at onairq@livinginlv.com. That's onairq@livinginlv.com. Or you can send yourself a listener voicemail at 866-966-4599. Don't forget to send your photos to the Friends of the Living in Las Vegas podcast, because when you do so, your whites will be whiter, your brights will be brighter. This is a promise and not a guarantee, because I don't want to have to call a lawyer and keep you people away from me. That's it. Anything else? I would say no. Let's call it a day.
Credits are happening. Yeah, she's pretty hot. We're still working on him. Vegas Video Network. I like it.